count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
A night of drinking and goofing off might have led to an accidental deadly shooting in Fulton. And new tonight, the victim's family wants justice. Good evening. I'm Amber Robb.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. We've been following this story all day. KOMU 8's Elena Chappie spoke with the family of the man who died. She joins us now with their reaction.
A woman is facing murder charges tonight for the shooting of her boyfriend. She told police they were reenacting a scene from a movie. Tonight I spoke with the victim's sister, who says this story isn't sitting well with her, and she just wants justice to be served.
My heart is broken. My little baby brother.
Fulton police say Kalisha Peterson and David Dalton were having a movie night when Dalton supposedly suggested they act out a part of a movie. The scene involved a gun, and the two had been drinking.
My brother deserves justice, and no, I don't think they were reenacting a movie. That doesn't sound like David at all.
Mary Bonner says the Fulton Police Department wouldn't tell her family much detail, besides the fact that Dalton had been shot.
Then I read about it on the Fulton Police Department site that my brother was shot in the head. Bonner
says the memories she had with her brother are all coming back to her.
My brother David sang at my grandmother's funeral, and one grandmother was German, and he sang a song in German that she had taught him.
Bonner says she is worried Peterson will get let off easy, but Peterson's friend says he believes her.
Well, I've always known her to be brutally honest, and that was one of the things I liked about her. So to me, if that's what she said happened, I firmly believe that's probably what did happen.
Bonner says she will fight for her brother no matter what. Kalisha Peterson has been charged with second-degree murder and unlawful use of a weapon. In the studio, Elena Chappie, KOMU 8 News.
A Columbia man who's been missing for a month was found dead in a wooded area of Miller County near Brumley. 41-year-old Aaron Brantley's body was found last night. Preliminary results show he died from a gunshot wound. He was reportedly driving to the Lake of the Ozarks to go bowling. 3 arrests have been made. Anyone with information should contact the Miller County Sheriff's Department. Columbia police say they arrested a man for 3 attacks with a baseball bat. This afternoon, officers responded to a woman being attacked on Garth Avenue. As officers spoke to her, they received another call of a bat attack at the Wabash station. The man left before officers arrived. Police say he chased a third person with a bat near the Boone County Courthouse. Court marshals caught him. The first victim has minor injuries. The second suffered serious injuries.
Callaway County deputies arrested a wanted fugitive who was hiding under a house in a vase. It started with a disturbance call yesterday afternoon. Deputies learned they were looking for Michael Smith, who was already wanted for felony assault. A canine unit found where Smith was hiding. He surrendered and is being held in the county jail. Montgomery County deputies arrested a driver who led them on an I-70 chase in a stolen car. Deputies tried to stop Dustin Lambert in the Jonesburg area a little after midnight, but he didn't stop. They say the chase reached 120 miles per hour. They also say Lambert tried running into patrol cars more than once. Prosecutors charged him with resisting arrest. A utility truck crashed into an apartment building in Hillsboro after being hit head-on Missouri Highway 21 last night. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says a car crossed the center lane and hit an Ameren utility truck. The truck then crashed into the side of the apartment building. The driver of the car was killed in the crash. The 2 employees in the Ameren truck were not injured. Boonville police say they are investigating a burglary at the Eagles Lodge. Police say someone stole a safe and an undisclosed amount of money. Police also say surveillance video captured images of the suspect early Sunday morning.
Columbia mayoral candidate Chris Kelly says incumbent Brian Treese is involved in a federal investigation. The FBI is investigating a nonprofit called Preferred Family Healthcare, which is a former client of Treese's lobbying firm. Treese is not named in any of the court documents, neither is his lobbying firm. Kelly says the charity's CEO pleaded guilty to giving nearly $1 million to an unidentified lobbying firm. Kelly says the lobbying firm belongs to Treese.
I think that is relevant for the people to know that the mayor took $914,000 over a 9-year period illegally from a company that was in the business of Medicaid fraud.
It doesn't have anything to do with me, and it doesn't have anything to do with this election. I'm trying to focus on the issues facing the city of Columbia, and, you know, Chris Kelly has resorted to mudslinging and false attacks.
You can visit our website, KOMU.com, for a more in-depth look into the investigation. A Rolla daycare employee is arrested and charged with child abuse after police say she smothered a 2-year-old boy. Natalie Reiner was in charge of a preschool classroom of 2-year-olds at the Emmanuel Lutheran Church in January. Police say she suffocated a child until he briefly passed out. KY3's Andrew Haverneck reports.
According to court documents, a detective with the Rolla Police Department was assigned to an allegation of child abuse nearly 2 months ago, on January 14th. The detective says when he got to the Emmanuel Lutheran School, he was met by a mother of a 2-year-old boy. That mother told the officer her son had injuries when she picked him up on January 9th that he did not have when she dropped him off. The detective said he watched several days of surveillance video from Natalie Reiner's classroom. According to court documents, officers say Reiner twisted and flicked the boy's ear in one of those videos. In a different video, police say Reiner picked the boy up and rocked him while he was crying. Court documents say Reiner is heard saying, quote, "Stop hurting me," to the child. The boy cries, but those cries are muffled as Reiner holds his face against her chest. Police say the boy began to struggle and pulled away. He laid on the floor, and police say Reiner covered his mouth. While the 2-year-old was lying on his stomach on the floor, police say Reiner is seen laying on top of him, saying, quote, "Stop it." Court documents say Reiner then places her hand on the back of his head, pulls a pillow to his face, and muffles his cries. Police say the boy kicks and stiffens his legs and stops crying. After a few seconds, police believe the boy regains consciousness and starts crying again. Court documents say police took the video to a child abuse physician. That physician said the video and images showed our actions and injury consistent with suffocation. Reiner was arrested Thursday morning and posted a $50,000 bond. There is a hearing set for April 2nd.
A member of the church says the congregation voted to shut down the school. After hearing that news, the church did not offer an official statement.
A Callaway County Elementary School closed today for the second time in 3 days. Staff at Williamsburg Elementary complained of getting headaches Wednesday. The Department of Natural Resources found a fixed propane leak. The school reopened yesterday, but staff members got headaches again. DNR checked the school again today and says it found nothing harmful.
After replacing and fixing the issue, we've had there's been no detection on any of the instruments, multiple instruments. Now that's as of now. Of course, we're going to monitor throughout the weekend.
The North Callaway superintendent says he hopes to reopen the school Monday.
There are fewer students taking remedial courses in Missouri colleges. That's the word from the Department of Higher Education. A report released earlier this week shows the number has dropped by about 1 percentage point from 2017 to 2018. A remedial class is required by all public state colleges if the students' test scores are low, but these courses don't offer a credit towards a student's degree. To change this, colleges are now looking at more than just students' ACT or SAT scores.
Institutions now are using more than just one measure. Instead of using a standardized test and using that score to put a student in remedial here or credit bearing here, they'll take that test but then look at other factors, perhaps high school GPA, the kind of courses the student has taken.
The rate has dropped to more than 14% in the past 5 years. Employees at a mid-Missouri telecommunications company haven't had a labor contract since the first of the year. 2 months later, there are still more questions than answers. KOMU8's Isaac Janes went to Avaaz to hear both sides of the dispute.
This is the 66th day of 2019. It's also the 66th day that employees of Kingdom Telephone Company have gone to work without a labor contract. The Avaaz-based company employs around 20 people. 14 of them are union members. Union officials say Kingdom Telephone's latest offer is a major step backward compared to previous deals. The company says that offer was their best one, and it was their final one.
If we can just get the union representatives to take this offer to the employees for a vote, I think that and if they share all the proposals with them, I just hope that we can come to terms.
The union says they showed all proposals to the employees, and they declined them all. Union members are expected to picket KTC's shareholder meeting tomorrow afternoon. In the studio, Isaac Janes, KOMU 8 News.
Here's what's happening right now. President Donald Trump will request funding for his Space Force as a new branch of the military, according to a White House official. Trump is releasing the White House budget next week. The official says the president's plan promises to balance the budget in 15 years. Trump's budget for 2020 will reduce funding for some agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency.
Coming up, why President Trump says his former campaign chairman's prison sentence clears his name.
And thicker cloud cover is rolling into the area ahead of this system that's going to move in the overnight hours. It's going to be able to produce some thunderstorms. I'll track that all out hour by hour coming up in my full forecast.